All right, today we're talking about Evernote features, high-level things you can do with Evernote that are just awesome with the product. And so uh, we already discussed in the last episode what is Evernote. It's a free note-taking application similar to Word. But what are some things that you can do with the product? You can do all sorts of things when formatting your note, and I want to talk about that by moving over to the software. You can pick a font, create a checklist, add a file, add a timer, mark as favorite, trash, send via email, all sorts of things. Let's get into that. But before we do, um, Evernote has this thing called optical character recognition software. We're actually going to test that in just a second. And basically, or OCR, what that means is that it will actually find in a photograph words. That this is awesome. And so let's start out with that because that's pretty cool. All right, so here is my Evernote. I signed in. I went to evernote.com and I pulled up a blank note here. Okay, so to start out with, we've got this little blue button here, and you can put in a table, as we just discussed in our slideshow. So if I click that, you can put in a table. You could change the color of the cell if you wanted to. When you hover over sort of this up and down thing, you could add uh, more rows to it. And if you hover over this direction, you could add downward. So rows and columns. The columns you could add to going this way, the rows you can add to that way. You could insert a link if you wanted to by pressing the link button. You could add an actual link, any link you want, Proxmox, a server. Grab that link, drop it in as the link, and then the text could be click here. Could be anything you want. Apply. There it is, a clickable link if you wanted to. You can change your font, your size, your color. You can highlight things. So my name's David. I want to highlight that. Boom, pink. Looks great. Okay. Also over here in this more category, you've got strike through, superscript, subscript, remove formatting. If you wanted to make David and maybe another name, Kara, that's my wife's name, into a list, you could simply highlight them and press on the list here. You could change it to bullet point. If you click it off, it goes away. If you click on the blue plus, you could turn these into checkboxes. Like let's say it was a list you're going to the store for candy. I don't know why I'd be going to the store for candy. Snacks. I'm getting hungry now. All right, so lots of different things. You can add a photo, you can add an attachment. An attachment would be like a document, a code block if you wanted to. For those of you that write code, right there. Add your code in, and a divider. That's kind of nice. Divides everything in half, so that's pretty cool. Control Z, by the way, goes back if you want to undo anything, and you can just go back to previous actions, if that makes sense. Or you can just highlight everything and press the delete key on your keyboard. Okay. That being said, you can also add filters to notes. So you could filter by note, filter by tags, filter by contents, filter by date created, filtered by updated. There's lots of ways to filter, but that's super helpful. And you can change the sorting options by date created and or title or something like that. So it would be in alphabetical order, whatever you prefer. Those are great filtering options. Okay, and then of course, this little green button allows you to share this note, or you could just copy this shareable link and you could give it to anyone to view, or you could change the ability to view to, you know, you could stick this in here so that they could edit it, put in the email address of somebody else. Uh, and then you could change it so that they could edit it instead of just view it. Okay, so this is cool. You could actually send a link in an email if you want to share a note. Okay. Also, the thing that you've all been waiting for, optical character recognition software. So I actually took a picture of the inside cover of this book right here, Deep Work, a book by Cal Newport, one of my favorite books. And I took a picture of it on my phone, and I have Evernote on my phone right here, and I just uploaded it into the note. And the way that I did that on the phone was, as we already discussed, um, pressing, the attachment button or the photo button, either or works on a phone. So I just uploaded it into a note on my phone. So now that it's here, you can see that it has the words deep work in it. Okay, so I'm going to click off this note, but I'm going to search for the words deep work and see if it finds it in the photo. So deep work. Okay. Let's see. Look, it literally recognizes the words deep work in this photo, which is so cool. Because like think of the possibilities. If someone gives you like a typed document and you took a picture of it, you could just search for it later and kind of find some of the words. Now it doesn't work for every thing. I've noticed that if the text is really tiny, sometimes it has trouble, or if it's handwritten, that won't always work unless it's really, really neat handwriting, like font type handwriting, where someone actually writes in all caps or something, it might find that. But it has trouble finding things if it's small font or like handwritten. Um, it also has trouble finding things because sometimes when you take a picture of like a book, it's on a curve, so you got to make sure everything's flat and it's a decent photo. But other than that, it is pretty helpful to be able to do that, to take a picture, and it works, which is so cool. Optical character recognition software to the rescue. Um, and there are some options that you can do with your photos once you click a photo, okay? One last thing before I go, there is a way to actually tag your notes, so you could kind of put them in a category. And if you notice down here at the bottom of the note, we have this thing called add a tag. And so what you do usually ahead of time is you pre-do your tag. So I'm going to click on the tag category here, hit the plus button, create a new tag, and I already have one for Batman. I'll do one for Robin. All right, create. There is a tag for Robin. All right. Now if I'm in an individual note, I could just simply down here at the bottom type Batman, add that tag, Robin, add that tag, and it's kind of like a category or subcategory of the note. So you can find things by category now. Now when I go back to tags and I click on Batman, I could find all of the notes that are associated with this tag. So if I have something, if I want to make a tag like important, like it's going to be on the quiz or something, and then I could just tag every note for that if you're a college student, then you'd be able to find them really easily. Go to your tags, It's so many ways to make subcategories with these, okay? So very important, helpful thing. And of course, if you don't like a note, you can just drag it over and throw it right in the trash when you get done. Also helpful to know, okay? So that's it for this video. Hopefully it's been helpful, and I will see you in the next one.